Hi guys. For anyone that's having a problem with their HDS, I mean this is HDS 5 non-touch, and it's a outboard autopilot. It's a cable steer version. If you're having problems that not going into commission, let me show you how to correct this, and I'll just show you how to do the regular commissioning too. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hit menu twice. We're going to come up to system, go to restore defaults. And the reason I'm saying this is mine never showed autopilot to begin with. I bought this thing off of eBay as a remanufactured unit, and I never could get to commissioning. And until I did this step, it would not show up. So anyway, that's why I'm showing you this part. Restore defaults. Hit enter. And I'm just going to select every one of these and show you. Okay, mine was supposed to be in a new unit, and I even reloaded software on this thing, and it still did not show the autopilot. It would show the autopilot, but never go to commissioning. So anyway, we do that, right? Hit OK once you got everything selected, and she's going to restart. If you have waypoints in there, I wouldn't do it. If you have, something you really, it's important to you. Start demo, no. Configure this device, US standard. I'm near the coast, that's where I prefer to be. Less than 1,000 feet, yes. Okay, and then finish. Let's see, all data source selection will be performed. Connect and power up all network devices. Make sure your autopilot is powered up at this point. And hit enter. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to data selection. Hit menu twice. Come down to network. Go down to data sources, hit enter, your GPS, go down to it. I would not use this. I would go ahead, that's the auto, and I think it automatically changes if there's something else added to it. I would go ahead and just tell it 0.1 manually. That way if you add something else to it, it's not going to throw off your autopilot. Next one you want to have is your engine. That's your control, pilot present, NAC 1, select that, rudder, and okay, this is where you're going to make your selection too, because the virtual feedback is for the hydraulic units. For the cable steer, like I have on this Mercruiser, it's going to be just a rudder feedback and not a virtual unit. It's actually a physical unit that you have to align. Okay, next is going to be your pilot. And let's see, rudder angle, let's check that. NAC 1, that's correct. NAC 1 is correct. And drift is NAC 1. And rudder direction is NAC 1. All of those are correct. Okay, let's exit out of this. Next, we are going to just hit the power button. And we have pilot standby. Hit enter. That never came up before I did this. Very, very aggravating. Then we want to go to settings. Enter. Autopilot, go down to commissioning, enter, rudder feedback calibration. Turn rudder to max starboard, which of course is going to be your right, so turn her all the way hard right, and she's showing 35, right? Max is 30. Okay, should be safe because 35 would be all the way hard over on this one. So whatever yours is, it is. It doesn't have to match this, of course. So we're going to accept that. Max port, which is going to be left. Just turn it over. Okay, and it's got 35 on this. And we're going to hit next. And max port rudder angle, 36. No, I don't think I want 36. I'm going to change that to at least 34. Because I don't want it to go hard over. You know, and try to burn the motor up on the autopilot. So anyway, we do that, and then we hit next. And center of the rudder. Okay, for mine, it's roughly a little over 1 1/4. So, see, she's all the way up here. So we're going to go all the way around up, and just a slight more than 1/4. Okay, then we have that, and hit enter. Okay, then we're going to come to the rudder test. Hit enter, and start. And let's see what she does here. I hear her making some noise, and she's starting to turn the paddle a little bit. Sometimes I found that it goes to port, sometimes it goes to starboard, so don't be upset if it goes either way. I think it just goes over hard over one direction to make sure that it's okay. And then it recenters, and that's about it. It's a nice pilot though, I mean, just for the noise it puts out, which is not so bad. Okay, and then we have that. Okay, now the next one we have though that they don't tell you about is on my Simrad, on my other boat. I hated it when I first got it. I was like, this thing is absolutely useless. You have to go in there and run a calibration on your compass, because the compass it's got to be calibrated for all these things up here, like these speakers and such. It makes a big difference. I'm sorry if that sun got you there. I'll show you something here in just a moment. But anyway, go ahead and hit menu twice. Come down to your network again. Come down to your device list. Hit enter. And see your 0.1 right there? Hit enter. And do your configure. Oh, not your configure, I'm sorry, your calibrate. Okay, see right here where it says calibrate? And it says, let's see, rate of turn. You want to have 2 to 3 degrees per second for your rate of turn to calibrate this thing. So, you do that, and it'll complete. You have to do that on the water, of course. That took care of almost all of the problems I had. I never found anything that said that you had to calibrate the AP1. Well, I guess that's what it's called. Anyway, the little antenna up here, right? You take care of that. You finish that up. I used that autopilot probably 75% of the time that I was in the boat. I got absolutely spoiled. Especially, you know, if you're running like a 4-hour trip or something like that. Oh, good Lord, you love this thing. I'd get a beer, go sit in front of the boat, and just let the boat take care of it, right? And if you're out trolling, you know, for fishing, oh man, this thing is fantastic. I use that all the time. But anyway, take care of that, and she'll take care of it. And I just want to show you, when you're installing the autopilot also, do not think that these things are not sensitive. Yeah, let me get this thing out of the way here. Okay, this screwdriver is a magnetic screwdriver, right? And you can do the same thing on the autopilot. Whatever happens on this right here on the regular compass is going to happen on the electronic compass too. So look at this. I mean, this screwdriver has barely got any magnetism to it. So if you have speakers, you know, up on your boat, or if you have anything that's electronic, it's got a transformer of any sort, or even high power wires, it's going to affect the autopilot. So when you go to install this thing, I would highly suggest you get a camping compass, and you go all over the boat, and you find where it seems to line correctly at, in that one spot, right? What I did was I walked out about 50 feet in front of the boat. I put my compass out there, got a heading, made sure it was correct. Then I got inside the boat, and I would put it wherever I needed to, And this is where I found was the only place up here. Right here, it was affected. Over here, it was affected. Anywhere up here, it was affected. Up here, it was affected. So make sure that you install that compass correctly. The autopilot will not function correctly if you do not have, you know, the minimal magnetic interference that you can put on it. Any wire that you have that has a high current pull is going to cause a magnetic field to it, and it's going to affect that compass. So don't blame Lowrance if your autopilot's not installed correctly. It's not them. You have to check this with a regular camping compass before you install it. But anyway, guys, good luck with it.